Hey folks, welcome to Strong for Life Live. This is Coach Josh down in Hobart, Tasmania. And we need to talk about junk food. Okay, before we get into that, let's go through our announcements. So, 3 big announcements for this week. 1, if you are in Burnie, Tasmania on this coming Saturday, pop into the Strength Den at 10 in the morning and I will be giving a talk. We'll have a workshop or a seminar, whatever you want to call it, on how to eat like an adult. It's going to be half science, talking about the science of nutrition, and half how to actually make that work for you, which is really the hard part, isn't it? Making the science work for you. Okay, also, new coach coming on board soon. I know I announced that last week, but still doing a bit of work on that, getting her up and ready to go, and hopefully we'll have a little intro post soon, so you can hit her up with any questions you have. And third thing, the upcoming challenge. So if you're on the newsletter, on the mailing list, if not, you should be. Head over to my website, coachjoshwood.com, and you can sign up for that at the bottom. And the upcoming challenge, we'll be announcing some things next week. So stay tuned, follow social media, stay on this group. If you're not in this group, get in this group. If you have people that you know who aren't in this group, get all your people in this group. And this is where we're going to be announcing the upcoming 8-week challenge. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you more about it later. We have other things to talk about today. So, without further ado, let's talk about the poll. This week's poll was... Where'd it go? I had a poll. This week's poll was all about junk food. How often do you eat junk food? And the options were once a week, 2 or more times, or multiple times. Let me just quickly pull it up here. You can do it, internet. Tell me. There it is. How often do you eat fast food? Rarely or never, once a week, or multiple times a week. About 60% of people said rarely or never. And I'm looking through this list, and yeah, they're probably about right, but I'm just curious. 35% of people said once a week. Seems pretty reasonable. And then finally, the right questions in the posts or in the comments said, what they had. But the big question is X junk food? Is this thing that I eat regularly junk food? And that's the whole question. What is junk food? And that's really what we got to talk about. And I wish I could ask you. I wish this was like a call-in thing. Tell me, what do you think junk food is? We'll stay on the line. But we can't do that. That's old school technology. But the question is then, what is junk food? Because some people are like, yes, but is sushi junk food? Or fast food, sorry. Fast food, not fast food, junk food, not junk food, fast food. We're talking about fast food, not junk food, but we're trying to figure out what constitutes fast food. And I think the big thing is, if it's quick, does it make it unhealthy? And the answer is no. Being quick doesn't make it unhealthy. Vasuki asked about sushi. That's a fantastic option for fast food. The issue is, fast food doesn't have to be junk food. Sushi is not junk food. It is quality food. It's rice and fish stuff and vegetables and sea vegetables. It's a wonderful option. It's not junk food. So the real question is, what constitutes fast food? What do we mean? And what we really typically associate with fast food is junk. Stuff that is not good for us. And the question is, well, what constitutes junk? And I would say it depends. End podcast. No, it does depend. What is junk food? Junk food is food that does not suit your goals, that does not help you. When we eat for things like social ties, being social, spending time with our family. We eat things that are delicious and make us feel good. We eat things that fuel us. Junk food is food that I would say provides a level of enjoyable mouth pleasure, mouth feel, texture, flavor, but ultimately doesn't make us feel good. So is something like McDonald's or KFC junk food? Yeah, maybe. Yes, no. It's fast food. Is it junk? Eh. I mean, a beef patty? A piece of chicken? Why is that junk food? Well, it's not. But it's kind of like the whole, if I give you a piece of meat and some veg and a dinner roll on a plate, you'd be like, oh, this is a healthy home cooked meal. But I cut that dinner roll in half. I put the meat and the veg on that, put the other piece of dinner roll on top, and you got a burger. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's the most unhealthy thing in the world. So it always depends. You could eat nothing but McDonald's and lose weight if you're under your caloric intake, under your needed caloric intake. So this has been done. I can't remember what the documentary was, but there was a guy who spent 30 days eating Twinkies and lost weight because he was under, or he's in a caloric deficit. So does that make Twinkies healthy? No. Does it make it junk? It's not nutritive. Is it a terrible food choice? Probably. But ultimately, fast doesn't equal junk. What we consider junk food isn't necessarily junk. If we say junk food is nutrient poor things, then a Twinkie is terrible. Is a burger junk food? No, it's not. It's meat, veg, grains. That's the foundation of almost every diet in the world. Is a burger with a half cup of mayonnaise and a triple large bucket of fries with sauce and a soda junk food? Yeah. So we can't say that McDonald's is junk food because like I travel a bit and you just always at McDonald's and I can always get a chicken wrap, Caesar chicken wrap, great option. Get a tortilla, big old piece of protein, some veg, little mayonnaise, no worries. That's a perfectly normal, healthy thing that you could make at home. But it's fast, so we assume it's bad. But it's not. So we have to take everything in the context of what you're trying to achieve. What are you trying to do? Trying to lose weight? Then you have to watch the caloric intake. Can you eat your favorite foods and lose weight? Absolutely. Can you eat them all the time? No. You can eat what you want. You cannot eat what you want when you want. That's always the thing. So, do I have a hard and fast answer for you? No. If we wanted to put down a rule of thumb, I'd say it's junk food if it's very nutrient poor and calorically high. So a Twinkie. There is absolutely no nutritive value to a Twinkie other than the fact that it has calories. So it'll keep you alive for a bit. For those folks who didn't grow up in the US where Twinkies are ubiquitous, let's say something like a Tim Tam. Tim Tam is delicious. That is a delicious biscuit. Chocolate wafer, milk chocolate on the outside, some sort of chocolatey cream thing. A beautiful, stereotypical Australian junk snack. It's junk because it doesn't have any nutritive value. Can you eat it? Yeah. Is it going to completely ruin all your gains or your weight loss? No. One Tim Tam is not going to throw you off. I don't know anybody who eats one Tim Tam. People are always telling me, oh, I had a bit of chocolate this evening and I think it threw everything out, threw off all my weight loss. It's like, chocolate's not super high. If you're eating like real chocolate, 50% or more dark, it's not very calorically high. The servings are small. It's got a lot of antioxidants and micronutrients. It's a pretty nice, satiating treat. And then I ask how much. They're like, oh, a block. It's not the chocolate's fault. Chocolate isn't the issue. It's your issue with chocolate. It becomes junk then. So, it's just such a thing that we get stuck into. Like, we cannot eat these things. We must eat these things. I must have chicken breast and broccoli. No butter. Butter's a fat. Fat's bad for me. That's what I need to be healthy. That's what I need to hit my physique goals. And it's like, I didn't hit any of my physique goals until I started eating poutine and potato chips all the time. Because for me, I needed the calories. I needed the calories to go up in size, to go up in a weight class. I needed the calories because I tried to live off of steak and broccoli. Maybe some sweet potato when I was feeling like living a bit. and I was tiny, and my performance wasn't amazing. And until I could bulk the calories by drinking them and eating hyper palatable things, I couldn't get there. Is it junk food? Yeah. Is it fast food? Yeah. Did it suit my goals? Yes. So do I have any hard and fast answers around this? No. We have discussion. This is what adults do. We discuss things. There's time and place for hard and fast rules. You should not eat light bulbs. I hope I don't have to tell anyone that. There are some things that are kind of concrete. But in general, when it comes around what we're trying to do with our lives, life is complex and nuanced, and we need to have these discussions around what actually suits our goals. Do I have to give up my favorite things? No. Do I have to give up treating myself every day? Well, this is another conversation we've had. It's not a treat if you do it every day. You don't get a treat for existing. Oh my God, you woke up and you went to work, and then you came home, and now you need 6 hours of Netflix and chocolate? That's not a treat. You just eat that way. That's just how you live. So when talking about junk food, when talking about fast food, there's no hard and fast rules. There is context. When it comes to what we need to fuel ourselves, there's some guidelines. We need to get enough protein. We need to get enough calories, or not enough calories. But it's all about context. What do you need to do to get where you want to be? And that's where it comes down to eating like an adult, making adult decisions, doing hard things because they're good for you, and enjoying things that make sense and help you. That's what I got on junk food. So if you want to argue about it, let me know. Let's see here. Fun group stuff. So those of you that are listening live are going to catch the replay. You're already in the Become Strong for Life Facebook group, which is cool. But there's more and more people listening on the podcast. So I got to give context around things. If you're living somewhere abroad and you're listening to this podcast, just join the group. Become Strong for Life. Look it up. But fun things in the group. So we had a great discussion this week with Sarah, who's one of the Strong for Life clients, and she asked about chicken. And the question was, you put a whole bunch of chicken in a slow cooker and you cook it up. How do you log it in MyFitnessPal? And I was like, well, it's chicken. You write it as chicken. But the real question was it's all mixed up, all parts of a chicken. So is it breast meat? Is it thigh meat? And the question really is, do we log thigh meat, which is higher in fat, higher calorie proportion, or breast meat, which is leaner and lower in calorie proportion, because it's a mix of the things. And so my rule of thumb on this is, if you're trying to gain weight, record the low calorie version, because that means you have more calories in your plan to eat that day. And if your goal is to gain weight, you always need to eat a little more. If you're trying to lose weight, record it as the high calorie option, because that takes extra calories out of your plan, and then that's less calories you're eating during the day, which is what you have to do if you want to lose weight. And if you weren't aware of that, now you are. You have to have less food to lose weight. And so that's a good rule of thumb around that. Another thing, we've had some really good resources by Miss BT. She's posted a couple cool resources in the group. Definitely worth reading. There's not necessarily little, but there's a great write-up called The Best Deal in the World Right Now off of raptitude.com. And the little excerpt is, it's the year 2089 and the world is enjoying an incredible new medicine. Scientists working in the jungles of Papua New Guinea have discovered a natural compound that induces a host of tremendous health and quality of life improvements in virtually anyone who takes it. Because of its incredible properties, it has been named Miraculous. And I'm not going to give away what that's about, but it's a brilliant read. Definitely checking out. If you're in the group, just have a little search for Miraculous, or have a scroll down. It's just a couple days ago. If you're not, it's off Raptitude, raptitude.com, called The Best Deal in the World right now. Great read. And she posted another one. Here it is. This is a really cool one. And so it's a resource that's, she's got a PDF in there. It's a resource developed by a performance strategist, and it's essentially a point-based system on recovery. So you're gamifying recovery, and you have indoor and outdoor recovery of things like massage and meditation, reading fiction, and then you have outdoor recovery, things like barbecues, golf, gardening, festivals, fishing, and each thing is allocated a number of points. And it seems like you need to do here it is. So quoting from the instructions here, it says, every year you should take one proper holiday, or at least an off season. That would be referring to athletes. Aim to get 3 mini breaks throughout the year, preferably 1 mini break every 3 months. For 30 weeks of the year, aim to get 100 recovery points. On 300 nights of the year, aim to get a full restorative night's sleep where you wake up the following morning feeling totally refreshed and recharged. And 365 days of the year, or 366 days every leap year, go slow for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. And this is a really cool system for those who really like metrics and numbers and processes and procedures and strategies, the concrete stuff of how we structure a life. If you always feel like you need to be productive, then check out systems like this to be really productive with your recovery. So really cool system, definitely worth checking out. It looks like she's put a PDF link in there as well, or link in the comments. Super cool, check it out. Really important to think about is how we recover, and I think most people are so maladjusted towards recovery that it's hard to do intuitively, because most people are like, I need a break, and then they go and do stuff that's not restorative at all, like go out and rave and drink heaps and feel like shit and do a whole bunch of busy stuff that just happens to not be work, and it tends not to be very restorative. So think about that, checking that out. So 2 great resources. And of course, now we are ready for shout outs. So 3 shout outs this week. Kate, who is one of my clients, who we've been at it for almost 6 months now, and she knows she gets balance. We have high weeks, we have low weeks, we have to balance things with the kids and school drop-offs and home responsibilities, and just finding that balance is something that she's done really well. So shout out to Kate. And shout out to Kyle, our resident dodgeball athlete, really. So one of the few people I know that's training to not only become strong for life, but kick ass at dodgeball. And that's pretty cool. And he's been very consistent, very hardworking since day one. So hopefully we hear about him in the news someday. And Kamal. Everyone's got a K today. Kamal, he's a quiet achiever. Don't hear from him much, but he's always ticking those boxes. He's super consistent. He travels a fair bit for work. There was a Star Client interview with him a while back in here. And just ticks boxes. Just gets the work done. Just getting buffer all the time. It just ticks boxes. That's it. That's the secret. If you can just be really, really consistent in the right direction, basically anything that you want to achieve can be done. It's just about those tiny noticeable things. TNT. Tiny noticeable things. Each and every day is what moves mountains. TNT moves mountains. So I guess I can leave you with that. If you got any questions, thoughts, concerns, feel free to hit me up. Coach Josh Wood. You can find me on basically every social media or Google that. Drop comments and questions in the group. Give me a call. Shoot me an email. Send me a letter. Always happy to chat. If you got any thoughts or things you're trying to hash out in regards to your training or your health and fitness journey, reach out to any member of the Strong for Life team. Myself, Abby, Shawnee. We're always happy to chat. So enjoy your week. And if you got any questions, hit me up and we'll chat. Have a good one.